All right, so this is the third video that I've done so far on my lesson plan. Obviously, did you see the lesson plan?
Yeah.
Okay, and you also watched the video. Um, I just wanted to reiterate, so part of the lesson plan is kind of like piggybacking on the previous goals and objectives and stuff. I just added a few more to it, like what they should be able to do and stuff like that. Obviously, you saw that I was the timer on there, but we did have a person in the group that was counting and spotting if they needed to. Also, tell me what you thought about the video.
I think the video is good. It's too bad it's a little bit fuzzy in there for your instructor or your administrator to see, but it's a good video. It misses a little bit of on the board where you can't actually see it, but it was obvious you were teaching instruction that was already written up there. You had it posted so the kids had a visual of what was expected of them, and then you went and demonstrated what you wanted done. You've got kids collaborating together, counting each other's reps, holding them accountable for each other. So I think all those are good. You talked about high elbows and proper technique. So I see a lot of good things there. A lot of safety. You know, safety's number one. Everybody's got shoes on. Everybody's doing what they should be doing.
Okay. So basically, this lesson had to cover my standards 4 and 5 in task, and that standard 4 is content knowledge, and one of the guiding questions are, does the candidate understand the subject area concepts and tools of inquiry to make the content accessible and attainable to all students? I felt like I did a good job of doing that by, I understood the concepts and I understood the subject area. Well, I do understand it, and also I made the content attainable to the students.
No question. It was obvious there was a teacher in the room and students listening, so you did a good job with that.
Okay, and another question is, does the candidate use appropriate instructional resources that are comprehensive, accurate, and appropriate for the students? And I thought I did a good job of that.
I agree as well.
Okay.
You know, we're watching the film as we speak in the background, and you know, the kids have got spotters, they've got kids counting for them, they kind of have the collaboration, like I said earlier, going on. So what's good about CrossFit and things is you can add mathematics into it. You can get a chance to show kids how to set goals. For example, if what you're instructing early was, look, whatever reps you get today is great. You know, the next time we do this same workout, we want you to get more reps, and it shows constant improvement. You know, so by the time you go from your pre-test to your post-test, you're showing a constant improvement up to that post-test, and I think that's a great evaluation.
Right, and my standard 5 was the application of content, and the guided question is, does the candidate design and implement student projects to guide students in analyzing the complexities of an issue? What you think about that one?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I understand all. Read that to me one more time since we're on film.
Does the candidate design and implement student projects to guide students in analyzing the complexities of an issue?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, we're in a weight room, so that's going to be a little bit different than teaching on a board or classroom stuff. But you started on a board, you scaffold through it. It was a visual aid on the board, then it was a visual aid of you showing what was going on, and then it was post-evaluation. So I think you did a good job with it.
Well, the thing I wanted to touch on most in that, especially in the film, the video, I also asked them some questions about the components of physical fitness, which is an issue, which is complex, I thought. So I had them think about it, and they had to make some comments or suggestions on what they thought some of those components were.
Good.
And another question is, does the candidate develop and implement lessons that are related to real-world problems, relevant to students, and interdisciplinary in nature?
Well, if I hear that right, I mean, you're implementing good performance and the opposite of obesity. So you're doing what you can to help keep these bodies fit and show them different ways to get even more fit and even in more better shape as you go along.
Right. And then I also wanted to tie in the goals and objectives to this one as far as how they would be able to apply the math skills to count the number of reps that they were doing and, you know, to apply their typing or writing skills to be able to record the data
Right.
and stuff like that too. So there's some technology in there too, using their phones or a computer or laptop or whatever. They have to keep track of that stuff.
Yep. And the fact that they keep track of it shows them the growth, so they can see where they've been and they can go back the next year. Let's say they didn't have a chance to lift first quarter, so they got to come in second quarter, second semester, and they could go off of last year's results and get back in shape again. So I think there's a lot of good things to that.
Okay. Is there anything else I can improve on?
You know, you got them in the gym, you got them doing dots, you had them doing, you know, something to get their heart rate up a little bit. So I think everything looked good there. The kids looked like they were interested and wanting to get in shape and do their best. So I think, you know, as long as you have the paperwork and there's a lot of good measurement, you know, the next film I would put is the same workout, you know, 2 weeks ahead. And if somebody had 310 reps in a routine or something, obviously the goal would be 311 or higher. And it would be interesting to measure that. But based off of my 35 years, you see a lot of good gains and measurements and things like that in this CrossFit stuff. So it's very, very good stuff, and you did a good job.
So basically what I had them do is they had a certain exercise to do, certain weight workouts to do, and I just wanted them to keep track of how many of those individual workouts they did in that time frame. Now keep in mind that they would go back because they had like 9 minutes, but I thought they were working hard. So I cut it to about 7 or 8 maybe, and then we went out into the gym and did some agility and speed stuff.
Right.
So that's just to kind of let you know what I did and let my instructor know as well when she watches this what I did and how I brought that up and how I wanted them to do it. So when I do have the results from the data, they can see it's individual ones and not the whole thing.
Well, and I'm watching it right now. We're just finishing dots, and you're allowing the kids to go through and pass you as they're going through. So you're giving each one of them constant reinforcement and praise. And now you're starting another thing, so you don't have a lot of dead time in your class. You know, in these block schedules, when you have A and B, you got 90 minutes and you got to stay busy. So it's obvious that you see the importance of a lesson plan and you're following it. There's not a lot of downtime, so it's a good class.
All right. You have anything else you want to add?
No, I think everything's good.
All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.